Hi,
How are you?
good. What's your favorite subject?
My favorite subject is science.
Very good. What is your school name?
Now I have passed out my high school and looking for a new school.
That's great.
But I am worried about how to select a good school for pursuing my science education.
I have a great idea.
Tell me,
First, you check out the science curriculum of all schools.
science curriculum.
Yes, science curriculum.
Let me know about science curriculum.
Why not let us discuss science curriculum?
Hello learners, I am Dr. Jagpreet Kaur from Department of Education, Punjabi University, Patiala. Welcome to this session on science curriculum, syllabus and textbooks. In this session, we will discuss the concept of curriculum, science curriculum and syllabus along with difference between curriculum and syllabus. We will also discuss the importance and qualities of a good science textbook. Before starting with science curriculum, let's discuss science as a discipline. Science as a discipline has its unique perspective. Science is not limited to observation, experimentation, and analysis only. Rather, it is a way of life. Science is an expanding body of knowledge through process of inquiry. A science teacher should understand all its dimensions. Coming to the science curriculum aims to help children develop basic scientific ideas and understanding about the biological and physical aspects of the world and the process through which they develop this knowledge and understanding. Children create new knowledge and learn about scientific concepts. Various commissions and committees on education has been set up by the Government of India after independence which emphasize the importance of teaching of science right from the primary level. All of them emphasize teaching of science for the development of process skills like observation, classification, measurement and communication, etc., acquisition and understanding of knowledge, development of problem solving skills, skills of investigation, ability to think logically, and to draw conclusions on the basis of experiments. Also, development of ability to reach generalizations and to apply them for solving everyday problems. The development of understanding of interrelationships of science and society to foster creativity in people, enabling them to carry out innovations in science. Next, let's take up the concept of curriculum. A curriculum can mean a lot of different things to different people involved in education. The standard definition is a collection of lessons, assessments, and other academic content that is taught in a school, program, or a class by a teacher. Teachers may also use the term curriculum to refer to the actual information they teach throughout a class. The word curriculum is derived from a Latin word currere, which means to run. Thus, curriculum means a course to be run by a student for achieving the aims and objectives of education. In other words, it stands for a course to be run for reaching a certain goal. Cunningham defined it as is the tool in the hands of the artist to mold his material according to his ideals in his studio. Next are a few definitions of curriculum. According to Smith 1957, curriculum is a sequence of potential experiences set up in the school for the purpose of disciplining children and youth in group ways of thinking and acting. This set of experiences is referred to as the curriculum. According to Armstrong 1989, curriculum is a master plan for selecting content and organizing learning experiences for the purpose of changing and developing learners' behaviors and insights. Next is science curriculum. In the context of science, curriculum may be regarded as all that is to be given or acquired by the child in the form of specific learning experiences for achieving the aims and objectives of science teaching. It is a gist of lessons and topics which are expected to be covered in a specific period of time in any class. However, this traditional concept of curriculum has undergone a change in modern times. Now, curriculum refers to the totality of experiences that a child receives through various classroom activities as also from activities in library, laboratory, workshop and play field, etc. Whatever content and activities we use and apply to achieve our objectives form the part of curriculum. It includes curriculum content, subject matter given in the textbooks, learning experiences through laboratory work, learning activities performed in science clubs, learning experiences due to peer and community interaction outside the classroom, learning through pupil-pupil interaction in the classroom, learning through pupil-teacher interaction, etc. Hence, curriculum spells out the total experience pupils have in schools through classroom activities, laboratory work, learning experiences outside the classroom, interaction with teachers and peers, inter-school and inter-class academic and cultural activities. Science curriculum, as you will find, are always developed keeping objectives and national development goals in view. These courses are designed by National Council of Educational Research and Training, that is NCRT, at national level for various stages of school education. NCERT develops its courses through various workshops and seminars in which academicians and experts from various institutions take part. Personnel like school teachers, subject experts from colleges and universities, teachers from vocational and professional institutions, teacher educators, state representatives, and experts from NCRT also take part in curriculum construction. Experts review these curricula periodically and make it up to date. Now, let's discuss science curriculum at two stages, that is, science curriculum at secondary stage and science curriculum at senior secondary stage. At secondary and senior secondary stage, the focus of science curriculum should be on development of psychological attitude and interests of students to prepare and equip them for higher education, economic efficiency, and capacity to earn livelihood. The objectives of teaching science at secondary and senior secondary stage should be knowledge of basic principles, facts and terminology, understanding of science, application of science, skills, attitude, interest, appreciation, and developing certain personality traits among the students. At the secondary stage, that is for classes 11th and 10th, the curriculum of science should focus on the following aspects. First, it should focus on disciplinary approach such as physics, chemistry, and biology. This approach is to be followed at the secondary stage. In addition to learning definitions of science, teaching should focus on comprehension and attainment of higher skills. At secondary level, science should be developed as a discipline of mind. The newer concepts in physics, chemistry, and biology and the experimental approach to the learning of science should be stressed. Together with recognizing theoretical knowledge, occasions are to be organized to experiment the same and project methods also may be emphasized. The curriculum should not be overloaded with teaching contents. The participation of learners in co-curricular activities should be promoted by involving them in projects concerning local issues and environmental concerns. These local issues can be of basic sanitation, healthcare system, pollution, access to clean drinking water, and the environmental concerns can be acid rain, overfishing, deforestation, water pollution, and population growth, etc. The board examination should include the questions that test the experimental knowledge and skills of the learners, as recommended by National Curriculum Framework 2005. It may be summed up that at the secondary stage, the students should be engaged in learning science as a composite discipline in working with hands and tools to design more advanced technological modules than at the upper primary stage, and in activities and analysis on issues surrounding environment and health. Systematic experimentation as a tool to discover and verify theoretical principles and working on locally significant projects involving science and technology are to be the important parts of the curriculum at this stage. Next is the science curriculum at senior secondary stage for classes 11th and 12th. The curriculum of science at senior secondary stage should focus on the following aspects. The option of either academic or vocational streams recommended by the National Policy on Education 1986 may be reviewed to give chance to learners to select subjects of their interest and choice. The disciplinary approach of teaching may be followed, with syllabus having gradual and steady flow of contents from that of secondary stage, emphasizing more on experiments, investigatory projects, and technology. Nevertheless, the syllabus should not be overloaded and should not be focused only upon content. The content should be selected keeping in view the competence of learners, depth of the content, and delimitations, etc. But core areas must be included. The contents must be systematically organized. The theoretical aspects of syllabus should emphasize conceptual understanding, problem solving skills, and critical inquiry. Opportunities must be provided to the students to test the theories with scope to interpret, hypothesize, and develop results. Next is to develop awareness and impact of environmental concerns. Microchemistry as a means for experimentation may be thought of as a branch of chemistry and biology. Similarly, use of microchemical techniques may be promoted. Learners may be encouraged to participate in co-curricular activities such as debates, discussions, mathematics and science olympiads, informal project work, etc. But it should not be considered for formal assessment of the students. Next is periodic assessment in curricular activities must be practiced to reduce the stress of annual examination. The test should contain questions to check experimental technology skills of the learners. Information and communication technology, that is ICT, must be widely used in whatever possible means to arouse enthusiasm and interest of learners. It may be summed up that at the senior secondary stage, science should be introduced as a separate discipline with emphasis on experiments, technology, and problem solving. The current two streams, academic and vocational, being pursued as per NPE 1986, may require a fresh look in the present scenario. The students may be given an option to choose the subjects of their interest freely, though it may not be feasible to offer all the different subjects in every school. The curriculum load should be rationalized to avoid the steep gradient between secondary and senior secondary syllabus. At this stage, core topics of a discipline, taking into account recent advances, should be carefully identified and treated with appropriate rigor and depth. The tendency to superficially cover a large number of topics of the discipline should be avoided. Next, let's discuss the principles of science curriculum construction. When curriculum is being designed, it is to be remembered what are the various types of experiences to be provided and received of it. From the point of view of the students, since they are the units of instruction, the framework of curriculum is to be drawn. The following principles are to be followed when the curriculum is being constructed. The first principle is the principle of child-centeredness. The curriculum should be as per the needs of the pupils of a particular age. Next is the principle of community-centeredness. The curriculum should be aligned to the goals of the society. Next is the principle of integration. It should integrate the child in activities and his needs on the one hand and needs of the 21st century democracy on the other. It should be related to the social environment of the students. Next is the conservation principle. It should help in preserving and transmitting the traditions, standards of conduct on which the culture and civilization depend. Next is the creative principle. It should place the pupils in place of the discoverer and provisions should be made for creative type of activities for the students. Next is principle of activity centeredness. This should be emphasis on learning by doing. More provision should be made for individual laboratory work and other field experiment experiences for the students. Next is the forward-looking principle. It should help the child in adjustment and prepare him for full and adult life. Next principle is principle of totality and experience. Curriculum does not mean only the academic subjects, it should also include many activities. Next is principle of scientific thinking. It should enable the students to think scientifically. The programmer in the curriculum should allow pupils to learn by problem solving method. It should train pupils to develop scientific attitude towards activities. Next is the concept of syllabus. A syllabus is an outline and summary of topics to be covered in an education or training course. It is descriptive in nature. A syllabus is often either set by an examination board or prepared by the professor who supervises or controls the course quality. It may be provided in paper form or in online manner. Both syllabus and curriculum are often fused together and usually given to each student during the first class session so that the objectives and the means of obtaining them are clear to the students and the teacher as well. A syllabus usually contains specific information about the course, such as information on how, where, and when to contact the lecturer and teaching assistants, an outline of what will be covered in the course, a schedule of test dates and the due dates for assignments, the grading policy for the course, and specific classroom rules, etc. Next is the concept of science textbook, the importance of a science textbook, and the qualities of a good science textbook. Science textbook. In each school, science textbook is an essential aid and has occupied a pivotal role in educating the children. A science textbook helps in systematic teaching and learning. In a science textbook, the content related to science subject is organized in a systematic and specific manner. It gives direction to the classwork and helps in evaluating students' progress. A science textbook contains the subject matter related to science according to a plan with a specific purpose. Traditionally, a textbook of science has been an unavoidable instrument in teaching learning process. Therefore, the textbooks are the keys of knowledge and considered almost synonymous with schooling. The textbook should be considered to be good which is designed or written in accordance with the aims and objectives of science teaching. Such books can provide various kinds of help to the teacher and students. By making use of such book, various advantages are obtained by both learner and the teacher, some of which are as follows. The importance of science textbook. A good science textbook functions as a guide while framing the syllabus. Such kind of book becomes part of the syllabus because of its important contents. Generally, it is seen that textbooks are followed in the situations where other educational aids are not accessible because of different reasons. Thus, course of the science gets a kind of unity through the help of textbooks. To design the syllabus of various subjects, committees are being set up by the authorities. Likewise, science syllabus is also designed by the committee set up in the school or any educational institution. Textbooks play an important role in supplementing or enriching the science syllabus designed by various experts. More than one book can be used by the science teacher for imparting wide-based information and knowledge to the students. Those books which supplement class instructions are recommended by teachers to greater extent in the form of reference books. By making use of science textbooks, it becomes possible for the teacher to make students understand the fundamental concepts and principles of science easily and quickly. Not only this, textbooks help in making this function in an effective manner. Through good science textbooks, students get acquainted with the wide variety of application of the specific knowledge as various kinds of exercises are being provided usually at the end of every chapter. The information which is imparted through the teacher in practical form can be made understood by the students in written form through textbooks. Not only this, when students acquire information of different kinds from textbooks, then habit of self-study gets developed among them, as a result of which their dependency on teacher gets lower to a certain extent. Textbooks help the students in retaining the information provided by teachers for a long period of time as various kinds of exercises are provided in them, answers of which are to be provided by the students through which teacher can also analyze their level of knowledge. With the help of textbooks, classroom discussion can be directed towards accurate conclusions. Generally, information of discoveries and thrilling experiences is provided in the textbooks by which level of knowledge of students gets developed. Not only this, in the textbooks, special chapters or provision is made for the chapters through which students can get information related to conducting various experiments through which they can be indulged in various practical work even in the absence of the teacher. Through this practice, they become independent, as all the information provided in the textbook exists in the written form, as a result of which they can revise it at any time, with the help of which students can make revision of any lesson speedily through such books. Next, let's have a look at qualities of a good science textbook. A good science textbook is one which is having a good table of contents in the starting of the book. It should be well organized, organization should be proper, literary style, vocabulary, and the language used, it should be as per the level of the students. Number of illustrations must be given wherever needed. In terms of teaching aids, the table of content and index should be comprehensive. Glossary should be included. Activities should be given at the end of each chapter. The mechanical makeup and appearance, that is cover, paper and binding of the book, it should be proper. Regarding authorship, only such persons who have experience of teaching the subject should be allowed to become authors of school science textbooks. These are the various references that has been consulted for preparing this video lesson. So in this lesson, we have discussed the concept of curriculum, science curriculum and syllabus. We have also discussed the principles of curriculum construction along with the qualities and importance of a good science textbook. Hope you find this video useful to you. Thank you.